Greetings, saying. Oh, question before I even get started. Have you ever wondered why do I call you guys Saiyans? It's because I really like Dragon Balls and those people are extremely strong. If you look at Kakarot, for instance, Goku, the guy is determined to get things done. He's determined to do the right thing. So I'm hoping everyone is like that. So basically that's the reason why I'm calling you guys Saiyans. Anyways, we're still doing exercise 5.1. So we're basically counting positive numbers and integers numbers on a sequence that ends with 0, right? And then on top of that, we also want a total number of, like, the sum of all those sequence. Oh gosh, why can I say that right? We also want the sum of all those numbers in a sequence, and then finally their average. Okay, so here's the deal. I've already given you guys our first solution, but I'm pretty sure most of you expected something else, something more or less like what I'm about to give you. Okay, let's see. Let me start by declaring my variables. I'll simply call this one here data. Data is nothing else but what the user will give us data is nothing else but, I can call this element or whatever. It's the element. It's basically an integer on a sequence without an s, of course. Okay, so what else do I want? I want to have total variable, which will be initialized to 0. Also a number of positive integers. Of course, we can make this a byte. It's entirely up to us, or even a long, depending how long we think our sequence given by user might be. Let me play around with long data type. Okay, so long number of positive integers, numbers. Oh gosh. Long number of negative numbers. Okay, what else do I want? Number of numbers. I feel like I'm being repetitive. Okay, let's just go number of elements. Okay, so here's the deal. What I'll do in this case, you guys, is to use a do-while loop. Why a do-while loop? It's because there's something that I want to do at least once, and that is to read a given element. That is to read one element of our sequence, more specifically the very first one. Okay, so here's what I'll do this thing in between these braces first. While you only keep continue while element is not equals to 0. Okay. Oh gosh, you know what, let me initialize my element to 0. Okay, so in order to avoid that compile error, so what I'll do is to read. Let me not do that. There's no need for a comment. So it's gonna be element being equals to scanner dot next long. Next int. It's not gonna be next long. So next int. What we'll then do is to check if element is less than 0. If that is the case, we simply go number of, give me a space please, we simply go number of positive numbers. Number of positive numbers, we want to increment that. Also, if our element is greater than 0, oh gosh, I made a mistake. Number of negative numbers, we increment that. Okay, again, this thing we no longer wanna put the else part, and I will tell you towards the end of this tutorial why we don't need to put an else. Okay. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, time we go total is got to plus our number, our element, and then our number of, okay, I'm thinking of something here. What if what we retrieved here is 0, like in the get-go? That would mean we don't want to count that, so I'll just go if element is not 0. If it is not 0, then I will count it. So I'll just go our number of elements, but no, our number of elements gotta be incremented. Okay. Okay, what else? Seems like that should be it for this. Okay, so what I'll do, folks, in order to avoid wasting time, I'll simply copy and paste the whole thing. This is in, okay, let's take care of that first. Number of elements without an n, of course. Okay, I copied and pasted all this thing because it will be time consuming doing what we already done, because the core of this exercise here is this part here. This is the part that I want you guys to properly understand. So what I just did is to declare my variables as normal. I hope everyone is clear what's going on from line 9 to 13, right? But starting from 15 up to line 25, here's what's happening. We want to do something at least once, and that thing is nothing else but to retrieve the first element of our list, right, of our sequence. We check that element. If it is positive, we increment it. We increment the number of positive numbers. If it is negative, we increment the number of negative numbers. What I just said is there's no need for us to put, so there's no need for us to put a break statement, right? But of course we can do it. It's entirely up to us, right? But I decided not to, right? Okay, I'm just letting this take care of our end of sequence. Okay, so once we're done doing that, we update our total number of our total by simply adding the current element to our total. We check if element is 0, we increment our number of elements. Let's hit the run button and see what we get. Let's put the exact thing they had there. That was so stupid of me. I forgot prompting the user. Gosh. I'm in copy. The first thing I wanna do is system.out.print. I've got to prompt my user. Okay, now let's start over. Run. If I do that, I will get that, okay, as we expected. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, okay, so here's the deal. If we decide we want to put the else part, I hope everyone will be clear on the logic here. Then in that case, we won't need that condition, because if our input is 0, if our what we just read is 0, immediately we'll know that we wanna have to add that 0 on our total. Even if we do, that won't make any difference. But here's the crucial part: we won't need to increment. We won't have to increment our number of elements. However, if we put a break here, you guys must know that the only time this loop will get terminated is when it reaches this part. So it will, under no circumstances we might find it getting terminated by checking this by this condition here. Again, I will repeat myself. If we decide to put this break here, we'll never have a case where the loop will stop just because this condition is in holding. This will be the only thing that terminates this loop. So it's a matter of preference. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. So that should be it for this tutorial, you guys. See you on the next version of this exercise. Cheers. I'm gone.